Hey, what's up? We're Shaed. Check out our interview on CreativeDisc.com, the #1 music website in Indonesia.
Hello, Shaed.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi, hello.
Hello, sorry for the late preparation. Sorry.
All good.
I like your background.
It's kind of psychedelic, right?
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Thank you very much for the compliment. Let's start this interview. My name is Luthfi from CreativeDisc, media online in Indonesia. It's nice to see you here.
Nice to see you too.
So, how are you today?
We are really good. It's early in the morning and we're at the beach. So we're doing well.
Where are you right now?
We are on the East Coast of the state. So we are in a state called North Carolina, and we're just enjoying a little vacation time.
Is it nice? Is it like sunny day in there, right?
It's very sunny, very hot.
Yes. So first, I want to say congratulations for your debut album. It's finally released.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So, can you tell us more about the detail about this debut album?
Sure. So the album is called High Dive. It's an album that, like a lot of other artists, we wrote this album entirely over the course of the pandemic. We've been traveling around the world for a couple years, touring our song Trampoline, trying to piece together an album before that, writing songs like here and there. And then that was a whole different album that we were ready to release. And then the pandemic happened and all of our tours were canceled. And we looked at the body of work that we had and realized that none of those songs none of those songs felt authentic to who we are. And so we threw that whole album away and we started fresh at the beginning of the pandemic and just wrote this entire album about everything we were feeling, everything we were going through, all the ups and the downs of, what was going on in our lives at the time. And that kind of resulted in this album, High Dive.
Between your scrap album that you said and High Dive, is it any difference in sound and maybe like mood?
The album that we scrapped?
Yeah.
Yes, I would say it's completely different, because the scrapped album was just a bunch of songs that we had written with different people over the years. And this new album just really feels true to us. And it really kind of is a time capsule of the year of 2020, basically, just kind of detailing everything we were feeling and all our emotions during the pandemic. So I would say definitely a different vibe.
So I think like listening track by track on this album, I think this album have a shape-shifting mood track by track. Like maybe like this is like pandemic time make this mood of this album shape-shifting from one and the other, because I heard that upbeat one and after that mid-tempo and suddenly go full throttle mellow. Maybe you have any reason behind the shape-shifting mood on this High Dive?
Yeah, I think we definitely see why you feel that, because during the pandemic there was a ton of anxiety, ton of stress, with everything going on. We weren't touring, we had just scrapped an album, so that was really stressful. But then also, truthfully, there were a lot of highs for us during that time, because for the first time in 3 years, we didn't have to travel and tour, and we were able to solely focus on just writing together. And that's such a powerful thing for us to write music together, and brings us a lot of joy. So I think the album is sort of reflects that. There's like a lot of more sad songs that are, about more intense things, but also some songs that are more, just celebrating life and the joy that we get to create music as a living together.
So regarding the title of this album, why call it High Dive?
Sure. We called it High Dive because it was just kind of, a high dive is kind of a metaphor for taking a leap of faith. And this whole album was created out of a leap of faith, which was kind of scrapping an entire album and then, you know, writing a new one during the pandemic. So, you know, it felt appropriate.
So after releasing EP, you're finally releasing a debut album, right? What's the difference between your past work and this album?
I would say, you know, we've been really wanting to write an album for so long. And I think that it just, for this album, we just really wanted it to be something special and tell a story. And we've done that in the past, of course. You know, when we release music, we always want it to be, you know, really special. But I think that we really just thought about, you know, how this album felt to us and just like the order of the songs and everything. So I think that, you know, we poured our heart and soul into this album like we have with other bodies of work. But I think that we just were really meticulous about how we kind of showed it this time.
So it felt like more personal work from you guys, right?
We're twin brothers for the people watching who don't know. We're twins, and Chelsea, they're married and we're best friends. We're married. They're married. We're best friends, and we've known Chelsea for like well over 10 years. So I know it is funny, right?
Yeah. Regarding that 10 years you working together, that's another question that I want to ask, but later.
Yeah.
So, what?
I was just gonna say we've known each other for such a long time, and we've never had the chance to like actually write an album together. So that was why it was special. You know, Trampoline was part of a small collection of songs. It was like we tour and then have like a couple weeks off and try to write. And so this was like we had enough time to really think about like the whole shape of an album and how we wanted it to flow. I think so.
So what's the message that you want to try to convey on this debut album with there's so many shape-shifting mood? Do you want to say something in this album, maybe?
I think that we wanted to show our fans that they were not alone in feeling, you know, anxious and depressed and manic and happy during the pandemic. We really just wanted to kind of give our fans an inside look about, you know, of what we were feeling and experiencing during this time.
So let's talking about your breakthrough hits called Trampoline. Like, can you tell us what happened after Trampoline becoming your smash hit?
We got to do an interview with you, which is we basically, after Trampoline was released, I think the coolest thing was, I mean, there were so many amazing things. We got to tour the world. We got to see so many places we've always wanted to go. We went to Japan. Our last show before the pandemic was in Mexico with Lizzo. Wow. And there were whales jumping out of the water, and it was so, I mean, very grateful for all the traveling, all the radio. We've done a lot of TV, and I mean, hopefully we can make it over to you guys.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping to do this year. So,
amen. So on Trampoline, you collaborate with Zayn. How did it happen?
Zayn, we were in Japan.
Wow.
And we were in Japan, and we wanted a male feature. We thought it'd be really cool to feature another artist on Trampoline, and we threw out the name Zayn Malik as a joke almost. We were like, "There's no way Zayn will hop on our track," you know. We were like, he has no idea who the hell we are, probably. So we told the label. We said, "Hey, why don't we try reaching out to?" We flew over to Los Angeles. Wow. And we did some TV, and we woke up the next morning, and like Zayn had just literally sent his vocals to our email. He didn't say what's up or anything. He's like a very secret, you know, kind of private person. So he just sent all the vocals. He's like, "Here we go." And like, we're like, "Holy shit." Like Zayn.
Kind of like surprising things for you, right? Because
like, yeah. So we ended up making it all in one day, and
wow,
we made that remix all in one day because we were like, we got to get this out. His vocals are so amazing, and he did such a good job. And so we made that whole, my brother and I like just produced that out in a day, finished it, sent it off, and came out like the next week. So that was it. And now we're Zayn Malik's kid's godfathers. Actually, Spencer and I, we're his godfather.
It's a girl.
So you're it kind of unexpected for a track like Trampoline to becoming a pop hit, because it kind of strange records to a pop chart, I think. Like, maybe you have any thoughts about that when you are like, well, we've got top 15 on Billboard Hot 100, these kind of things. Like, do you even surprised by that?
Yeah, I think we were very surprised. We wrote this song in our living room in our house, and we never expected it to do what it did, and just really, really cool. And it is definitely a strange song. It's about, embracing your biggest fear, which for me is dying. So it's like definitely a very strange, dark song. So we never thought it would do what it did. And it's just been an incredible, incredible thing to see.
So your original play as a folk rock, like I think it's kind of weird for me. Like, you're a folk rock one, and right now you are playing dream and electro pop. Like, what's the biggest factor we've gonna do with transition from folk rock to a dream pop? What's the biggest factor in it?
Oh yeah. Well, when Chelsea joined the band, we had a drummer at the time, and it didn't work out with him, and we've always kind of had a hard time finding drummers. So at that point, we're like, I think we just need to start building our own electronic beats. So Max and I went to a garage sale, and we found like a Casio keyboard, just a little Casio keyboard. And we started, using some of the sounds on there and just producing more electronic stuff, because we didn't want to find a drummer at the time. But also Chelsea, we started becoming closer friends with her, and she listens to a lot of like alternative 80s music, which has a lot of, synthesized drum beats and, kind of more funky electronic sounds. So that was really the reason why we transitioned into that sound.
So what's your favorite records?
So many to name.
I think Currents by Tame Impala is probably my favorite all-time record. But there's been some really incredible music that's come out over the last year, especially during the pandemic. Like, definitely recommend people checking out Remy Wolf. Still, we're buddies with Cautious Clay. He just dropped an amazing album. I don't know.
Yeah, going back in time, like our one of the first albums that us three really bonded over was Radiohead, Kid A. We were big Kid A fans.
I see right now why your songs sounds like this, because you are big fans of Kid A.
Oh wow, thank you. That's a huge compliment. Well, thank you for that. Kid A, we grew up listening to like The Police. I don't know. It's all over the map.
Many new wave tracks, right?
What did you say?
Oh yeah, many US artists.
Yes.
New wave, yes. So, you're working together for so long. Like, tell us your secret to keep the band on almost 10 years. Even two of you is married right now, and you're working 10 years. Tell me the secret recipe to keep it together.
Oh my gosh. The secret to keep it together.
Chelsea needs to have food, or else we're screwed.
That's right. I need to have food at all times,
food,
or
water,
or I get very hangry. But I would say for us,
hangry is, for those of you who don't know, hangry is hungry and angry.
Yes,
combined.
and bye.
The hangry.
Yes. I would say for us, just kind of balancing our time between, creating music together and alone time and just hanging out together. I think just like finding a good balance in life, so that it's not all music all the time. And it's obviously not, all three of us together all the time, because that would, I would just be like, basically. But just like finding a balance in life, I think has been a big thing for us.
So my last question mentions 5 things we didn't know about Shaed.
5 things.
Oh my
you didn't
gosh,
know about
okay.
Shaed.
5. Jeez.
First, we love to cook. We cook a lot and we eat dinner together a lot. So that's a really big thing for
What's your
us.
favorite food?
Oh my gosh. We love any and all foods, but we really love to make pasta.
Ooh.
Chelsea makes really good tomato sauce.
Oh yes, I do. I will admit that I make a good tomato sauce, and we try to make pasta from scratch. So that's really fun. Another thing that you don't know about us is that let me see.
You gotta think about more than that.
Max is gay, my twin brother. I don't know if people know that.
Ooh. Next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our fans know that. That's not
Yeah.
it. That's not it. That's not an exclusive.
But it's right.
Third,
we love to play Monopoly Deal. Have you ever played this game?
It's a really good card game.
Yes, me and my friends always play it too, right?
Oh, Monopoly Deal.
We love Monopoly Deal.
That's 3. Number 4.
Number 4 is these guys used to work on one of their first jobs was working on a snow cone truck.
Okay.
So they would ride around in a van that played really annoying music and would serve people snow cones.
It was torture.
It was torture.
It was so bad, and
it would play like the game Mario Kart. Mario Kart. It would play like that music. All you can close your ears if you want. He still doesn't want to know what it sounds like, but it'd be like blum 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 blum. But it would play it like even more tropical. It was just like, oh my god, it drove us crazy.
Okay.
Fifth thing is my favorite color is green.
Okay, thank you so much.